Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. I hope everyone's doing good. Are y'all ready to see our Tibetan Mastiff Kenani meet all 11 of our dogs? You guys don't understand how proud we are of our own dogs that we already had and Kenani. Because look, he's literally with every single one of our dogs, no problems at all. Now, something I did want to mention is that when he first came over earlier that day, we did initially do like a introduction to 3 of our dogs, and it was Coda, Sapphire, and Zara. Those are the only 3. And we were just kind of super excited to see him and everything. So that's kind of why we didn't get a chance to record it. But yeah, that's basically it. They're going to be the first 3 up. And then it's going to be the ones that he hasn't even met at all. So what I'm going to do is just break down each interaction between Kenani and our other dogs, just so y'all can get some more information. And the first one up is Coda, which is our Husky Akita mix. So all I did here was just take Kenani out of the situation because he got overwhelmed, started barking, lunging, basically leaving my side as soon as he saw Coda. And when we're introducing dogs, that's not how we do things. We make sure that they're always focused on us, and then we give them permission to meet each other because we know like certain dog behaviors, so we know if our dogs should meet or if we need to push this interaction more or not, or if we should just stop it because we don't want our dogs to get hurt. But all I'm doing here is just more leash drills to get him just accustomed to Coda, and as you can see, he's just walking around now. Now, even though Kenani did a play bow and didn't really show any dog reactive or aggressive behavior, we still made sure that when they met, they were both under control. Because you can never know what happens when one dog is rowdy and the other dog isn't. The other dog might not like it, and then the dog corrects it, and then that interaction just off to not a good start is to like what's happening right now. So that's why we did what we did. I just wanted to like further explain it so you can understand why having your dogs under control when you're meeting them is perfect. Here's Zara, our Great Pyrenees, our spayed Great Pyrenees female. One of them. We have another one, Zana, that you're going to see later. But this meeting goes really well. He seems to have no problem. Doesn't growl, doesn't bark, doesn't really do anything. Seems playful. Zara does really well too. We have Coda out also at the same time just because we want him to get used to getting to be around multiple dogs. So Zara and Kenani are good. Zara was really laid back. Same with Kenani. They enjoyed each other, and now we're on to Sapphire. Now, something that I want y'all to take notice to, whenever Kenani's growling, if you notice, he barks when he's going at a dog, but when he growls and he sounds really aggressive, it's when I give him a correction on the leash. Now, this is why we think he has barrier reactivity and leash reactivity over. Now, he does have some like really, really less severe dog reactivity, but his main problem is a barrier reactivity. And that's what I mean. When he runs at Sapphire, wants to go play, wants at Coda, wants to go play, and he can't, something in him is just like, he needs to bark. He needs to go crazy because he needs to get to where he's going. But what we're teaching him is, no, you're going to stay with us. Once again, focus on us, just like he's doing, and then we'll meet the dog. We're not just going to go run up to the dog because that's not the proper dog etiquette. See, Kenani's just going up and sniffing, just kind of being calm, being very laid back. Now, what if he went up to Sapphire while he was all riled up? And let's say he wasn't gonna had no bad intentions. He was just excited. That could still set Sapphire off, just like I was saying with Coda. We want to make sure that they're both calm. This is why you need to have proper introductions and meetings with your dog. Because if not, if you do it the wrong way, it can lead to your dog having a bad relationship with that dog or doing something further down the line because certain standards weren't established from the beginning. And if that happens, trust me, it's a lot of work to get a dog to stop from acting that way rather than just preventing it. And that's what we teach. We teach prevention over correction. We're trying to prevent the bad relationships starting. We're trying to prevent them getting into a fight. So we're going to do all these things to prevent it instead of letting it happen and then correcting the behavior. Now, even though Nala, a 12-month Rottie, is very small, her personality is very in your face, personality is very bold. She's not aggressive. She has no dog reactivity. It's just that she, like as you're going to see, she's really happy. She's just strong and wants to go somewhere, just like Kenani. And we're teaching the same thing to Nala as we're teaching Kenani. You need to be calm. You need to be respectful because they can set off another dog.
I think he's chill. Yeah, that's why.
Something I want you to notice about Nala, even though Kenani started to growl, Nala, as you see, she is just continuously staring at him. Right now, staring at him. Right now, staring at him. That's setting Kenani off. So clearly he's going to react like that. So we're going to turn the other way, walk the other way. But I just want you to understand why Kenani's reacting like that. It's not all Kenani. Nala needs to understand she needs to focus on Annie, not Kenani. Because, like I just said, it will set him off. Same thing, more barrier and leash reactivity. He growled as soon as I pulled him back. He didn't, when he tried to go at Nala, he didn't growl, he didn't bark, didn't do anything. Another reason why it's more leash and barrier reactivity over dog is because if you notice, there is no tension between Nala and Kenani. Like, you know if there's tension between your dog and another dog or your dog and your dog. And we recognized that there was no tension until, like I said, I pulled the leash and then he kind of let it loose. So that's just another reason why he has less dog reactivity and more leash and barrier reactivity. Nala's basically doing the same thing, just constant eye contact, which would make me uncomfortable. But I take Kenani away from the situation, do some leash drills, get him back to focus on me. Annie does the same thing. We let Nala and Kenani meet just so they can get sniffs real quick. And if you notice, as soon as we did that, Nala kind of stopped caring. She stopped kind of looking at him. She focused on Annie a lot more. You see, she's not looking at Kenani anymore because I think for her, once she met him, she was like, all right, you're good. I don't care for you anymore. And that's when it really started to change. Nala started to become calmer. And because of that, we actually introduced them and it went over really well. They actually got along with each other and no problems at all. Really what we're doing here with Nala is just some more leash drills and walk-bys just to make sure that she understands that we accept the dog into our pack and just to make sure that there's no miscommunications and everything is set in stone. And then other than that, that's really it for their meeting. Two things I want to point out. One is you can see Alpha. He's really excited to meet this dog. Alpha is just a happy dog. There's really no other way to describe him. Another thing I want to point out is Kenani. If you notice that he, like this, from seeing him far away till right now, and even this whole interaction is perfect. He's not growling. He's not even really focused trying to get to Alpha. He's just kind of focused on me. And that's what I want. And then you're going to see we go behind, let Kenani get a sniff from Alpha. Same thing. And then we eventually just let them meet. And like I said, this interaction really goes over really well. Alpha shouldn't have done that. And I could have set Kenani off coming at him face to face. That's another thing we try to not do a lot, is a lot of face-to-face meetings. Because, like I just said, that can be a miscommunication with the dogs. And it could just it could just turn into a fight. But Kenani handled it really well, which is why, once again, we don't believe it is a lot of dog reactivity, because if it was, he would have snapped 100%. As you can see, literally no problems with both of them whatsoever. Alpha does amazing, Kenani does amazing. So yeah, this interaction was perfect. We are so happy that Kenani is doing so well meeting most of our dogs. And now we're on to basically the next half, and we're just hoping for the same results. Alright, so who you're about to see is Zana, which is our other Pyrenees. And the reason why we're not doing them together, and we're actually going in a specific order, and the order is from friendliest and easygoing to the ones that their introductions need to be more structured and be more strict because of Kenani or just because of our other dogs. And the reason why Zana is more farther down the list is because she's a very timid dog, and we want to make sure that Kenani doesn't do anything to scare her more, because like I said, Kenani is a very in-your-face and bold dog. So we just want to make sure we're advocating for Zana. Now, as you can see, Zana, not timid at all. No nerves or nothing. She's more excited to see this dog, which is really good. But like I keep saying, we need to make sure she is focused. We need to make sure it's under control, the meeting, because we don't want anything going left. We want all these relationships to be positive, so therefore we need to advocate for both dogs, not just Zana and not just Kenani. We need to make sure that their needs are both met and that they're both respected from us and other dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you notice the time before and right there, Zana is not with Annie, and we want our dogs to be with us no matter what, whether it's on a walk or we're meeting a dog or, like I said, no matter what. So we're going to keep doing this until Zana's good. We might let Zana get a sniff, might let Kenani get a sniff, just so they can at least get a whiff of the dog, and then we're right back to it. You are not going to meet this dog until you are focused on me, because I matter the most. Because when you have especially when you have a reactive dog or a scared or an anxious dog or a dog that has some kind of behavior problems, you want them, no matter what distraction there is, to focus on you. And if you just have a great dog, like a genuine all-around good dog that doesn't have any problems, you can't tell me that that's not also what you want too. I mean, wouldn't you rather want Kenani or your dog to be like this than be jumping, trying to get to the dog, even though he probably has no ill intentions? It just can come off the wrong way to certain dogs, because some dogs like their space. Some dogs don't want a dog all up in their business. I mean, look at Kenani right now. This is perfect. He literally just doesn't even care. Now, something that if you don't notice that Zana's doing, they were really trying to stop, is she's all up in his face. Now, she's not like acting crazy or anything, but she's just licking his face. Now, as you saw, Annie just kind of pulled her away, said, all right, let's go this way, because honestly, that's not okay, and it's not, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just, I mean, how would you like if someone's just all in your face even though they're calm, you know? So it's just what a dog prefers. So we just need to advocate for both of our dogs is really what I'm trying to say. We need to advocate for Zana, and we need to advocate for Kenani, because they are both our dogs, and they both of their, just gonna sound, I hope this doesn't sound funny or cliche, but their feelings matter, and what they need matters. Now look at this. Like, this is amazing. The reason why you need to advocate for your dog, both your dogs or whatever, how many dogs you have, is because if you don't, they're going to start doing it themselves. And when dogs fix problems, they don't use their words, they don't even use their paws, they use their teeth. And if they don't do that, they growl. And we're not trying to do that. We're not trying to have our dogs do that, because we're here and we can handle these situations. So that's why you need to advocate for your dog. If not, they're going to take situations to their own hands, and they don't solve problems like we solve them. Now what we're doing is, one, we're letting Zana get used to Kanani because, like I said, she's a very kind of timid dog. So we're letting her get used to him, and we're also letting Kanani get a breather because he's met a lot of dogs in the past hour and a half, 2 hours. So we're going to let him run around, play a little bit, and then we're going to bring out the other dogs that we've introduced to him and just let them all mingle for a while. I really want y'all to understand why we do the meetings that we do. And what's about to happen with Kanani is the reason why. Is you can see when he first met these dogs, he was really he was excited to meet them. He was eager to meet them. But now look, he doesn't care. Sapphire's going to get some pets. He doesn't care. And that's important. A neutral mind state is the most important thing you can teach your dog. You're going to hear me and Annie constantly preach that. And you guys are probably going to get annoyed, but you guys are. I want y'all to understand how important it is. It stops a lot of things. It can stop jealousy. It can stop anxiety. It can stop your dog from having to think they need to handle everything because you have it. Because the dog understands that I can turn my mind off every once in a while. I don't have to constantly worry about everything. And then now what we're doing right now is, like I said, we're just introducing all the dogs back again that he's already been introduced to. The only one that's new that you're going to see in probably a couple seconds is Pepper. And that is our Jack Russell Terrier mix. And also, P.S. she's up for adoption. So if y'all are interested, she's adorable. She's trained. She's the most loving dog in the world. Go check out our website for more information. But, yeah. And as you're about to see, she's good with dogs, large and big. She loves kids. She loves people. She's just the whole package. So if you don't want her, you're just missing out. Another thing I wanted to point out is you can see Kanani's doing okay with a small dog. His prey drive's not too high. He's just kind of all up on her. And you're going to see me, I'm going to advocate for Pepper because Pepper's not really liking that. She's running away. I'm just letting Pepper get used to Kanani and Kanani get used to being around a small dog and boundaries with the small dog. Because that's something else you're going to notice. I don't know if you're going to notice in this video because I don't remember if I put a lot of scenes in here where they're playing. But Kanani in his playing, he has no boundaries. He is rough. And that's going to be a whole nother video of how to stop rough play and all that. But yeah.
And you just let out a burp.
Good. He likes Pepper. And these are all the dogs that we're going to introduce him to today. We have 4 others, if I'm not mistaken, that we still got to introduce him to, but that's tomorrow. So we're just going to let him just hang out with these dogs, get used to being around all these different dogs, because he literally went from having 2 other dogs he was with to having, well, now 11 other dogs, but he hasn't met them all yet. And then this is the next morning, and I just let them all back out. We didn't do any introductions because by this time, they're all used to each other. As you can see, Kanani's just ready to run around and play. The other ones are just kind of used to him just being crazy. And this is what I meant by the rough play. Now, I don't think you're going to see it in this video, but the running, he gets them all to chase after him, and that could end bad. Some dogs don't like that. Here, we are introducing him. I believe it's Suki, and he's our English Shepherd. He's 1.5 years old. What Annie's doing right now is just some walking drills just to get him to focus on her, just so to reinforce what we've been teaching him already. And I'm probably about to come around the corner with Suki, and we're just going to get this meeting on. Now, I was wrong earlier. It is 3 dogs we haven't introduced him to yet. Now, Suki's the first one. The reason why we're waiting till today is because these dogs we're introducing, they're really insecure. And like Suki, well, he's not insecure, but he's a protective breed. If you don't know about English Shepherds, they're herding and protective breeds. So we just need to be very clear about how the relationship should be. So if you notice, whenever you see Suki fixating on Kanani, I turn away. Because I'm just like, no, we're not going to focus on that. You're going to focus on me. And you see, I did it a couple times, and now look, Suki looks at him, looks away. And that's what I want. Now I'm starting to feel better about this meeting because he's showing me that I matter more than him. See, just right here. This is what I love. He has not seen this dog at all, and he's paying attention to me. So now because of that, we're letting Kenani come over, give him some sniffs, let them smell each other, and then we're just going to see how it goes. And it goes really well. Like, we are really happy for both Suki and Kenani. Now, we're just going to give them some one-on-one time together just to make sure that they're all used to each other. They can get all the smells they want. But honestly, they're really good. Their body language is good. They're not overly excited to see each other. They're not scared of each other. And they're clearly not trying to kill each other. And I want y'all to understand that even though they're not excited to see each other, this is if not better than them being excited.
Right, you did so good.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah, Kenani. Good boy, Suki. Because once again, back to the neutral mind state. Suki has a neutral mind state, respecting Kenani's boundaries. And same with Kenani, even though we just got our hands on him, he's starting to pick up on what we're teaching. Alright, so now we got Angus. And Angus is a Great Dane, as y'all can see. He's older, but when we got our hands on Angus, he was very insecure, unsure about himself, unsure about other dogs. That's why we saved him for last, or for second to last, because we want to make sure if we have to, we can spend all day just making sure Angus is good and Kenani is good. So you're going to see me do a bunch of leash drills with Angus, mostly because I want him to just get used to seeing this dog from farther away and understanding that Annie has him under control, and all Angus needs to worry about is me right now. Once again, like what we've been kind of saying this whole time. And as you can see, Angus is really good. He's kind of not even paying him any attention. He's a good boy. He gets the gist of everything. So, yeah. And if you notice, Kenani, he's not really with the meetings today. He's kind of just stopping in his tracks. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm just going to be right here. But if you notice Annie, she's like, nope, we're going to keep going. But she's not yanking him. She's not yelling at him. She's literally just kind of making a circle around him. And we're just going to keep walking. And that's the start of a good structured relationship, especially with a Tibetan Mastiff, or especially with any dog. I'm not even going to say it like it's just him. With any dog, you're not, what I tell you we're going to do, because you need to do it for a reason. You need to do this. And it doesn't matter how many times Annie has to circle around him to get him to do these walking drills, these leash drills. We're going to do it, because this is how we do things. And we're not going to let you off the hook, because if we let you off the hook, you're going to expect to be let off the hook in other times, in other bigger circumstances. And then it's just going to kind of create a snowball effect for just later on in our relationship with Kenani. And that's not what we want. We want a good, structured, healthy relationship with all of our dogs. Now, right back to that neutral mind state. If you notice, we didn't give them the command of down. They just did it. Want to know why? Because their biggest concern is not meeting this other dog. Now, that meeting, right, that just happened was not the best meeting, because they literally met face to face, and Angus kind of seems uncomfortable right now. So I took Angus away from the situation, and we're just going to kind of keep doing it until I know that Angus is feeling secure about himself, if that makes sense. Because we don't want him to feel insecure about this dog. We want him to feel safe, just the same as Kenani. And then literally after a short time, it just seems like it's their body language and the way they're coming off. It's just we can let them mix and mingle without having to hold the leash. And you can see Angus is good, and Kenani is literally just on the other side. She's like, whatever, bro. This is nothing new. I know what to do now. He's kind of with the program, and that's what we want. Now, something as you notice, he's not with the leash drills today. But once again, Annie's like, we got to do these, because this is how we do things. Once again, this is setting up a good foundation for a healthy, structured relationship with your dog. And this is what you need to do, because this avoids a lot of problems later on down the road. Now, here we got Bandit. And as you can see, he's a Malamute Shepherd mix. And the reason why he's last is same thing as Angus. He's insecure. But it comes off differently. Angus gets insecure, and it doesn't turn into reactivity. Bandit, on the other hand, it does. If he's insecure, he feels like he needs to dominate the situation. He needs to growl. He needs to go at a dog. So that's why we're doing it last, because once again, if we have to, we can spend all day making sure that this relationship is good. But honestly, Bandit does, like, amazing. Like, we were so surprised how well Bandit does. You can see he is completely focused on me. When he first came out to the dog, if this was a while ago, he ears up and he's trying to pull, he's trying to yank, he's trying to do all these things. But once again, because we have a good, healthy, structured relationship with Bandit, he understands what to do now. He doesn't, like, we're going around this dog that he has not met, and it's a bigger dog. He has a problem with bigger dogs. He, like, again, he feels insecure about him, and he has no problems. So this is on the flip side of everything, is what I'm trying to say. This is the end result. I can walk Bandit, who was a insecure, reactive dog, around a dog that he has never met before, and he does not care. Like, this is amazing. This is what we want all of our dogs to do, whether they're reactive or not. Like, I wish I had videos of how Bandit would react when we'd see other dogs, because, like, this is literally, like, showing that all the hard work pays off. Not because we're dog trainers, not because, just because, like, I'm not trying to say we're dog trainers so we know what we're doing. You guys can literally do this same thing. I'm just saying this is when the hard work pays off. The Bandit, literally, we couldn't take him anywhere. We couldn't introduce him to another dog, and now look. He's like, I'm just amazed, mostly because of, he was my first dog. Annie, she's had a bunch of other dogs before we even met. This was my first dog, and I'm just amazed and astounded at this, so I'm going to just keep talking. I'm sorry, but I just love it. This is just makes me so happy that all of our dogs are getting along with Kenani. Kenani doesn't care. Look, Bandit just laid down. He's like, I don't care. He's like, I know what's what. Kenani, you're good, bro. That's literally what he's saying, and it's just amazing. I love it. I love it all. I'm just so proud of every single one of our dogs, and I know Annie is too. So, oh yeah, it's just amazing. I love it. It's just all, our pack is amazing. Yeah, Brian. Brian did it. What? Yeah. I want to see how he does. Like, they're all. Good boy, Bandit. You good boy, Angus. So we're super proud of Kenani. He's literally met 11 dogs, no problems at all. Like, I mean, we couldn't be more happy and more proud of him. We're super proud of all of our dogs. They literally, everything just went perfect. As you can see, Kenani's around all of our dogs. And like, it's like it was meant to be. And that's really the end of the video. I hope you guys found this, hope you found some good information from this video. And I hope you found some good entertainment, because I know a lot of people don't have a pack of dogs. And I know it's probably kind of crazy just looking at all these different type of dogs. And I hope you love to see them all mix and mingle and coexist together, because we know we do. So yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, share, and just stay tuned for our next video.